The right partner. Finding the right partner is one question that bothers the minds of singles. No one wants his or her marriage added to the list of divorced marriages. Neither does anyone want to be a victim of a failed marriage. Marriage is an institution built by God for man with several positive purposes. God never wanted man to be alone, so he created a woman. He wanted them to fill the earth and multiply, hence he made intimacy possible. God also wanted man to fulfill purpose on earth which cannot be carried out alone. That's why he introduced a spouse to serve as a helpmeet. This scenario points out the importance of marriage and the need for caution in choosing the right person. One step to marriage is being in a relationship, courtship, and afterwards, marriage. Before the level of dating comes in, you must have observed and get attracted to someone you wish to spend your life with. Many youths get it wrong at this stage. They easily fall into the trap of love at first sight without thinking of the fact that marriage is long-term. An institution no one graduates from. You grow in it. You endure in tough times. You enjoy when everything seems right. It is okay to admire or get attracted to someone who is handsome or beautiful. It is good to desire someone endowed with potentials, but the beauty and survival of marriage doesn't depend on that. The rate of divorce in our society shows that some people got to discover who their spouse is at the wrong time. They never got to know how compatible they are until after a year in marriage. Divorce and so many other marital issues that can be avoided has made many children suffer the effect of not having complete parenting. These and many more are the fears of singles. No one wants to get it wrong and be in regret in life. Some people never get to ask or inquire about the process of having a great relationship and marriage. They chose to learn by experience, and who survives mainly by that. Most single ladies are scared of meeting young men whose intention is to have sex and later jilt any lady who falls victim of their evil desires. They pretend to be nice and loving, but at the end, they push to get what they want and later leave. You may have noticed many youths have started adopting the status of being celibates. Their decision ranges from their experiences in life, all they have seen and heard about marriage. Being a celibate is a choice, but most of the people who chose that status never wanted initially. They had imagined a great marriage and family with their spouses and children, but along the line, their hope was dashed. They understood that not all that glitters are gold. The question of who to marry and why is never ending. It is a continuous one. One great feature that attracts singles to married couples is seeing a successful marriage that have stood the test of time for decades without any rupture of divorce. There is no beautiful thing as that. Many marriages are models to what most singles want to experience, but they ask themselves, what did they do differently? Why is their marriage blissful for decades and some ended in months after marriage? Is it that they never have misunderstandings? Is there anything like a perfect marriage? Many and more of these questions run through the minds of youths and newlyweds. Nobody wants a union that will become a shadow of itself in no time. There are so many ways to know if someone is the right one for you. I will share some pointers, but before that, please subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share this video to your friends, and also turn on your notification for more amazing videos. Thank you. One way to know if you should marry him or her is knowing his or her reason for getting married. It is said that if a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So it is in marriage. Going into marriage is a great deal, and getting to know someone's reason and purpose for that is key to surviving in marriage. If the reason for marriage is just for satisfying sexual needs, it is wrong. If the reason for marriage is just for companionship alone and nothing else, that's a poor reason. Marriage is beyond that. Sex and companionship is very important, but having that as a priority may not keep you too long in marriage. You can get a better companion than your spouse. When your spouse becomes tired and cannot satisfy your sexual needs, what happens next? That's one reason most marriages fail. There is no understanding of marriage. If the purpose of you getting married is just for childbearing alone without any further plans of taking care of your children and spouse, you're wrong. Today, many women face the blunt stress of training children alone. Their husbands are never concerned about their welfare and the need for a fatherly role. Dear friend, in all you plan to do, remember that marriage is a lifelong process. It won't end until death and choice. You get to know and have concrete reasons and purpose for getting married. There can't be only one reason for getting married. There are so many reasons, but the best is to fulfill purpose with your best friend. You never stop fulfilling purpose. While doing that, you train your children. You have a helpmeet who cautions and tolerates your flaws and seeks the best for you. In all, fulfilling purpose with a God-fearing and understanding spouse is the best experience. One way you know if you should marry him or her is that individual has discovered purpose. purpose. Self-discovery is very important in the life of every individual that seeks to be relevant in life. There is no greater joy than having discovered yourself, knowing your purpose on earth, outlining your visions, and walking through the path of destiny fulfillment. Someone who is ignorant about life's purpose and destiny becomes a wanderer. Anything goes for such a person. Time and age is too important to waste in life for you to be void of a purpose and relevance at an early age. You should keep marriage aside if you have not discovered anything about your life. Getting married to someone who has no clue of his or her future is dangerous. They will definitely draw you backwards and lead into the realm of stagnation. It's true that purpose is best fulfilled together in marriage, but what's the essence of a purposeless life in marriage? Marriage on its own takes the energy and strength of couples. They deliberately fix in their priorities in order not to focus on only one aspect of life. Everyone has a potential and a vacuum to fill in the society. If you haven't discovered yours, keep marriage aside and focus on purpose discovery. You need to know that one thing needed and discussed during courtship is how to balance family and purpose. Dear friend, getting to know the career line and purpose of your fiancé is important. This will help you align yours to it. It will keep you relevant in marriage. If you've found someone who has found his or her feet in life, then you've found a potential. Remember that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. This shows God's hand in marriage. His blessings comes fulfilled in your life when you align with the right person. But there must be something to bless. God's blessing will always rest on the works of your hand, not on the ground. Hence, a couple who have discovered purpose will easily receive the blessing. One way to know if he or she is the right one is having a backing from God. As believers, you can't trade God's voice and approval for anything. He knows what's best for you. He's the only one who has the blueprint of your future. Man may pretend and act nice just to get your approval and attention, but God's choice is best. The next question is, how do you get to know God's choice? What avenue will he speak through? The first thing to note is this: the sheep recognizes the voice of his shepherd. You can't be in the wrong fold and seek to hear the voice of God. No, those who do not know the voice of God are far from him. They have abandoned the place of communion. Their mind is occupied in the experiences of the world. You need to know how God speaks to you. Incline your ears to his voice. Open your mind to understand the signs he shows you. God may speak through your dreams. Send confirming words to people around you that points you to the right one. In all, the best way to recognize and confirm God's voice is the state of your heart. Other signs may fail, but the experience of your heart is what matters. No one can be at peace when there is trouble. Remember, your spirit is the communication medium of God. If your spirit is troubled, then there is no assurance of God's presence. But if otherwise, trust God that his peace is a pointer and assurance towards the best. There are several pointers that you have found the right one. Being compatible with the other while dating. God created everyone with different temperaments and attitudes. Hence, you need to find someone who is compatible with you. Someone who can tolerate your excesses. Having such a person will reduce the stress of having to explain your belief system and choice of life. God never wants divorce and marriage. There is no glory in that. He didn't create marriage to crash in the process. It is your duty to make your marriage work. God has created it already and has given guidelines to a successful marriage. Take intentional steps and decisions towards finding the right partner, and with God's help, you will find true love and marriage will be blissful for you.